Hello, and welcome to Mildly Interesting History. Today, we are going to be looking at 3 mildly interesting facts about the Cold War. A period of great tension between the USA and the USSR that lasted from the end of World War II all the way until 1991, with the collapse of the Soviet Union. Number 1. The term Third World originates from the Cold War and it doesn't mean what you think. Generally, people seem to believe that the term Third World country, often called developing country, now refers to countries with high levels of poverty and generally a weaker economy than countries like the UK or the US. Instead, it was created during the Cold War to refer to countries that were not politically aligned with either of the two sides. As the USA was thought of as the First World and the USSR was the Second World, so any other countries were considered Third World. Despite this, it was still true that many of these countries were poorer than the First or Second World countries, as many could not afford to get involved in the often costly races of the Cold War. Number 2. The CIA had some very strange ideas during the Cold War. The CIA, Central Intelligence Agency, was founded in 1947, and even to this day collects national security information around the world, primarily through the use of human intelligence. Throughout the war, they had many unusual plans, some of which were actually carried out, to tip the scales and give the USA superiority over the USSR, so as to either prevent a war or to ensure US victory. One of these involved dropping large condoms labeled as small over communist countries so as to lower the morale of these communist countries by implying that Americans were more well endowed in a certain area. Another plan involved surgically adding recording devices to cats, but after spending a whopping $15 million on the project, it was abandoned after the test cat was run over by a car. Finally, the CIA made a porn film featuring a man pretending to be the then leader of Indonesia, President Sukarno. Number 3. Lee Harvey Oswald indirectly caused the space race. On the 20th of September, 1963, President John F. Kennedy gave a speech before the United Nations General Assembly, saying that the United States and the Soviet Union should join forces in an effort to reach the moon. He proposed this hoping that it would ease tensions after almost causing nuclear war a year earlier with the Cuban Missile Crisis. The leader of the USSR at the time, Nikita Khrushchev, initially rejected the proposal, but after Kennedy's assassination on the 22nd of November 1963 at the hands of Lee Harvey Oswald, there was no chance of a joint space mission for another decade, as Kennedy's successor Lyndon B. Johnson did not agree with Kennedy's idea. In 1997, Khrushchev's son revealed that just before Kennedy's death, his father would have been willing to carry out the joint space mission, and had Kennedy not died, he would have likely reached out so as to allow it to happen. Instead, both sides spent the next decade trying to outdo the other with their scientific and astrological achievements. Thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed, make sure to subscribe so that you do not miss my future videos.